Alright, so this is going to be a relatively short video about the first time I dropped this bike. Because a few people have asked and they want to know more about it, so I figured I'd make a video on it. But when I dropped it, it wasn't anything fast, it wasn't anything cool. It was pretty lame how it happened. And it kind of made me mad, but it was first bike, so I got it. And I knew I was going to drop it sometime. I knew stuff was going to happen, so I wasn't that mad about it, but basically what happened was it was about a week after I actually purchased the bike, and after I bought it, I did most of the riding around in my yard, maybe 2 or 3 days riding in the yard, and I thought I was ready to go ride on the road, which I wasn't, and my dad knew I wasn't, all that stuff, so. But he decided, he was like, alright, yeah, let's go ride. So we end up going to the driveway, and we have a gate that we open, so we stopped there. He got up, or off his bike. He opened it, went through. We were going to leave it open because we were going to do a short, just trip down the road and ride back. So we were going to leave the gate open. And he gets off, he opens it, he goes through, and then I go through. And we stop at the edge of the driveway. We talk about something for a little bit, and then he goes ahead and goes left. And he's down the road, and then he turns around and waits on me. And I start to go, and I end up stalling the first time because this is, like I said, 2 or 3 days of driving. I'm still not used to the bike. I have no idea why I was jumping into it and trying to get on the road so quick. But I stalled the first time, and I tried again, stall a second time. And by this point, I'm just like, I'm kind of getting irritated with it. I can tell I'm not ready for it. I'm just trying to get on the road because he's down there waiting on me. I'm like, I just gotta hurry up and go. And what I'm basically doing, I'm taking the clutch and just every time, just popping it each time. And because I'm not used to the clutch yet. And by the third time, I'm like, oh, maybe it's because, I'm just letting off and I'm not giving enough gas. So I give it more gas. Bad idea. What happens is, it like takes me, and I'm not ready for it, and it ends up jerking forward, and it drops on the left. I'm doing like maybe 5 or 6 miles per hour. It drops right on the left side of it, messes up the fairing, knocks off the blinker, all that good stuff. But my other option, instead of dropping, it was either going straight into a ditch that had a giant clay wall. And I was like, dropping is probably better than doing that. So I had to let it go, didn't want to hold on to it. And it went straight to the left side. And the damages weren't too bad, but it did mess up this fairing. You can see this hole, it's where a blinker used to be, I try to pop all the pieces back out a little bit to try to make it look a little bit better. That's the best I could do. Can't do much about covering up the hole. And then, of course, it's scratched all alongside, all the way down, all that. It messed up the shifter. I don't know how well that's focusing, but it messed up the shifter a little bit. We gotta take a wrench and bend that back out. Right there, you can see it goes in right there. It curves in and it comes back out. And it didn't mess up anything down this. All that stuff was good, mostly just laying it up there. The tank, perfect. Nothing got on the tank. It mostly just laying on that side, and it caught my foot a little bit and cut that up a little bit because I had like really thin shoes on. It messed up the lever. It messed up the handlebar a little bit. And I still got the pieces. There's the blinker. It broke off. A little piece of plastic that goes on the top part area of the fairing. And the main piece that would cover up the hole. But I've priced the fairings. I can find them for about $200 or $300. But I'm probably going to ride these out as long as I can and just buy the $20 blinkers and just go ahead and get those. And probably try to do something with this piece and put it back in there. But the blinkers, it works alright, I guess, for what it is. If you turn it on, it just stays on, because the wires for it, they're not connected to anything, they're just up here taped up, and that side's taped up too, because I never had blinkers on that side to begin with. They just weren't there, but this side had them, and it broke off. But when you turn them on, it just stays on. So what you have to do is you have to turn them on and off, on and off, on and off. It still blinks, but you have to manually do it. But it wasn't a terrible drop. It was mostly just because of me rushing into things. But I guess from this, just learn from my mistakes and don't rush into things. And like I said in the last video, just get familiar with the bike. And don't be a noob like me and just think, oh yeah, I'm ready, I can do this. No, you're not ready. You're far from it. But I've been driving it for about 2 months now. I haven't dropped it since. So, and that's on the road, up highways, in town, all that stuff. So it was a learning experience. I learned from it. And yeah, just don't be like me.